You know what time it is? Red Zone Rant, we're live, let's get it. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. CST, bringing the heat. You ready? You ready? Step in the booth, it's a lyrical race. Red Zone Rant, we own the space. Ain't no holding back, turning up the flame. Opinion so hot, chill in your name. Topics that matter, streets on our backs. Spitting truth bombs, no time for acts. In the zone, we're live with the team. Red Zone Rant, it's a passionate dream. Every heartbeat, every tone is supreme. Join the movement, unravel the scheme. In the zone, where we ignite. Every Wednesday night, keeping minds in sight. Red Zone.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Red Zone Rant Sunday edition. How are you guys this morning?
Oh, I'm great, Rob. How are you?
I'm good. Well, there'll be some more people, man. It's just a little, it's.
Yeah, I get it.
Let's be real. Our division's out of it. There's only 2 teams left. I mean, we only talk so much Super Bowl, especially when they put a week in here where there's a bye. Like, we still have a whole other week before the Super Bowl gets here. So,
yeah, the sort of Pro Bowl's going on. So, yeah.
Who? That's what I say to the Pro Bowl. Who?
I mean, the minute Shedeur Sanders got put in the game, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Shedeur Sanders in the Pro Bowl? Is that what we've stooped to? Come on now.
Yeah, well, anybody gets in these days. It's a.
Well, he's living proof of that. I'll tell you that right now. I don't even know if he was the best quarterback on his team, much less best quarterback in the AFC. So,
all right, man. I haven't seen you in a while, so we got to talk about it. I mean, look at your name. It says Colin for GM. I mean, how you feeling about your favorite guy being let go?
I wouldn't necessarily call him my favorite guy, but I'm do advertising as an option. Minnesota Vikings management. I will work for $70,000 a year, and you can pay me on commission with my picks that I make and for who I pick up in free agency. So I'm putting it live online right now. I am available. I do mock drafting every single day, probably 15 times a day. So I'm very aware of who we might want or need, or at least in my mind. So I'm here. It's out there. Offers on the table.
Hopefully a few of these guys get out here. Isaac, A-Dub, those guys are college guys. Broski, if he's around, those guys are all college guys. We'll see what comes out. Usually we get some visits this morning. So
as for Kwesi himself, I think the things that buried him, I mean, the Darnold thing is probably the most obvious, and that's probably why he got fired right now. I mean, if Darnold doesn't make the Super Bowl, he maybe doesn't get fired. But I feel like that, I mean, you could have fired him after the first draft. I mean, Jalen Naylor, I think, is the only one left, and he was a 6th-round pick from that first draft. So you could have arguably fired him for that draft. And I was a big believer in that draft at getting Jordan Davis, who ended up with Philadelphia with that pick, because the one thing the Vikings have lacked is interior size and depth on the defensive line. So that would have been my pick. I know a lot of people would say Kyle Hamilton. But another portion of that is the Vikings made in that first draft 2 trades with teams in their own division. Like, how do you give Detroit a better player? How do you give Green Bay a better player? Like, how do you justify that? Like, that makes no sense to me. I think Ed Ingram was a huge reach, and pretty much every other player, with the exception of Naylor and I guess Ty Chandler, is still on the roster. How do you justify that first draft? Then you've got Addison, I guess, was a hit, but now they didn't. To me, they could have moved on from Addison at the trade deadline. I think Buffalo would have given you a 2nd or 1st round pick for him. I think New England might have given you a 2nd or 1st round pick for Addison at the time of the deadline. I also think that not moving Danielle Hunter when you knew he wasn't going to be in the plans. He wasn't going to be in the plans beyond that season. I think they could have moved him for picks. I think trading for Adam Thielen last year, what in the hell are we thinking? Like, that guy ended up with Pittsburgh by the end of the year. Trading twice for Cam Akers. Like, how do you trade twice for Cam Akers? Will Riker was a hit. Will Riker was a hit. So that's about it.
He shared with us. What's up, John? What's up, A-Dub?
What's going on, guys? A lot of people think that Quezzy's departure or firing is because of letting Sam Darnold go. Yep. You know, if we keep Sam Darnold, I don't think things would maybe have been a little bit better. But we're not talking about Super Bowl. Sam Darnold would have got hurt. He would have got hurt. All
right. Let me say
that offensive line was treacherous.
All right, so you're saying it doesn't matter. The offensive line was worse than last year because he played behind your offensive line.
It wasn't worse than last year, but they didn't address depth in any draft. Like when they would address depth, they'd take a tackle in the 6th round or they take a center in the 7th round. Like you got to take these guys higher. You got to do what you guys do in Green Bay. Like you address these needs. They're not sexy picks, but you end up having these guys rotate. Why do you think Green Bay is always there? Why do you think Philadelphia is always there? Because they draft linemen. That's why they're always there.
And another thing, Quez, he made a deal. What was it the first year, 2022? He made a deal with the Packers and Lions.
Yes. And Lions. I said that. I just said that.
Oh yeah. It's just like, what is this guy thinking?
Quick question: if Quezzy would have kept those picks, would you think he had taken Jameson Williams or Derek Stingley Jr. with that first pick?
Stingley was already gone, but I think Kyle Hamilton was there. And I mean, to me, the guy who I wanted them to take was Jordan Davis, the defensive tackle. He was there. They didn't have to make any moves. He was there. They could have taken him. So,
let me ask you a question. Oh, Colin for GM. Okay, gotcha.
I know that's right. He started the show with putting his resume out there. And
I did. $70,000 a year. You pay me on commission. I mean, I'm a tax write-off for the organization, for God's sake. I'm a tax
write-off. More than that, dude. Come on, you have to ask a little bit more than that, man. Come on.
No, but give me the money if I put the talent on the field. That's where I want the money. Then I want to earn that money.
He goes, just let him prove it. Let him prove it. He goes, just start out base.
Just buy me an apartment, buy the facility. Just buy me an apartment or a town outside the facility, and let's go. Come on.
Let me ask you a question, Colin. Who do you think would be a top candidate for the job now? Who
me?
Would you like to see get it?
I mean, they're letting Brzezinski do the draft, and I mean, he's been with the organization for a long time, but he's a cap guy. Like, I don't know necessarily what his football IQ is. A guy who I would look at is Louis Riddick. I wanted him the last time we were looking for a general manager. So Louis Riddick would be a guy who I would look at. Thank you, Brent. Thank you.
Brent the Lions fan. He's a good fan right here.
Hey, I would get a center, I'd get a defensive tackle, I would get a cornerback, a safety. Like, that's where I'd be looking.
You know who I wouldn't mind seeing as the GM? May sound a little crazy. Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin.
They would have to give up draft picks for him. Don't pull a Quezzy here. Wait for his contract to end up. Wait for his contract to end up with Pittsburgh.
Crazy Quezzy. We got Crazy Collins. Let him go.
No. Yeah, exactly. I would not be trading giving up a draft pick to get Tomlin as the general manager. Let him simmer. Hell, I mean, if really they wanted to do something, would Kevin O'Connell get a first-round pick if you were to trade O'Connell? That's a legitimate question. You got Flores in house. I mean, Flores' defense was the strength of the team last year. And say what you want about him in Miami. I think the owner of Miami ran him out of town. And I think the lawsuit came because the owner, Stephen Ross, wanted to tank, and Flores said no. And they didn't want. And to me, Flores didn't want.
I don't agree with the tank. I don't like tanking. I don't like that theory. People tanking just for the pick. I don't like that shit.
I mean, okay, I don't mind tanking the last 2 games of the season if there's nothing to play for and you're already in line for that number 1 pick.
But that's not tanking.
You should have thought about that the first 13 weeks of the season. Like, you should have been playing to win then. Like, don't play to win now. Okay, and I'm not saying you necessarily have to tank. What I'm saying is play guys on your team that you are thinking about for the future for the next season. Like,
give those
play
guys
the
a
young
try.
guys.
Give those
If
guys
you
a
win,
try.
you lose, you lose, but you at least see what you've got in these guys and see if you have to plug another hole if these guys are going to be confident and all.
That's not tanking. That's running a
No.
team, bro. That's
Exactly.
running a team. It's what.
Yeah,
That's
And
how
if you
that is.
lose, you lose. So what?
I would have argued that Minnesota couldn't tank because the roster I thought you built together was strongly built around being able to win now.
Look, you guys went into last year with Sam Darnold, your quarterback, going, we're probably going to win 8 games. And he ended up winning
Nobody
14.
thought that we were going to win.
Nobody saw that.
Nobody did.
So,
And anybody who says that they did are lying through their teeth, because I didn't say it either.
I have a lot of tape on guys saying what they said about Minnesota.
He said like 10 or 11, but he says that every year. So, I mean, I don't know if you can necessarily.
I don't know if it would have been 10 or 11. Like, going into the season before, I mean, when you
but Monty says that all the time.
Like, that's horrible.
He says it all the time. Every year it's like 10 or 11 wins. So, I mean, he can say that because, I mean, he says it all the time.
If that's what he says all the time, is he really saying anything?
No.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying.
Is he really saying anything?
Like, he's on to Cincinnati.
Like, I did.
He's on to Cincinnati. That's why he's giving a Belichick response. He's just answering things.
Right. That is.
I think part of the Vikings problem, though, that's an underlying problem that I think people don't want to talk about, is I feel like the ownership is having an identity crisis, because it's like you draft a quarterback in McCarthy, okay? You want him to succeed, but you have to understand that by putting a rookie quarterback in, he was a rookie quarterback last year. He didn't play it all year before. By putting him in, you got to take the risk of, well, you might not be a good team. Don't waste a bunch of money on old free agents that you could be pooling that money together. I always say quality over quantity. Right. Instead of getting, what would be better to you? You go out and you sign Hargrave, Allen, Kelly, re-sign Aaron Jones. Would you rather do that or draft and then use all that money to sign Myles Garrett?
Right.
Yeah.
I would rather have the quality over the quantity and then go from there.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know who's your new GM, right? Have you got one yet?
Me. I'm the current general manager, thank you. No, it's Rob Brzezinski. It's the cap guy. He's currently the stand-in general manager, and they've said that they're not going to hire one before the draft. So
that's all after the draft, they'll probably come up with.
Which that kind of doesn't make sense either, but whatever. I like to move by Buffalo.
We picked up the Buffalo.
Colin, do you like the move of them firing Alfonso Kwesi, wherever I pronounce his name?
Kwesi Adolfo-Mensa. I did not. The timing was odd. I feel like you could have made this decision at the end of the year and not sent.
It looks like it's because Darnold made it to the NFC Championship, to the Super Bowl. That's what it looks like.
That was definitely the tipping point to me. I'm happy only because I'll be damned if I have to put Kwesi in charge of another draft.
So
he has done nothing other than Will Reichard. Levi Drake Rodriguez is okay, but you're talking about 7th round pick. You can't. He's been good at undrafted rates. Addison, again, I go back to we could have moved Addison. They had the whole thing with him at the end of the year with this casino thing, which ended up being nothing. But they could have moved Addison for a good pick. And again, you aren't going to sign him. You could, and this could have justifiably put the money together to put for Naylor, who actually did have a good year with Minnesota. Yeah. I would have rather have gone in with Naylor, who doesn't cost as much, and Jefferson, and then maybe, and this is going back to what me and Rob talked about a little earlier, a guy who I would like to see the Vikings pursue is Kenneth Gainwell. I feel like instead of drafting, really there's one running back in this draft that is just blowing it away, and that's Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame. But beyond that, Gainwell to me with Mason's kind of a plotter. He's a hard running guy, hard to quit. He's kind of, if I'm going to use the Bears as a reference here, he is kind of the Kyle Monangai of the Vikings. That's Jordan Mason. To
Right.
me,
I'll give you
Gainwell,
that.
the way that Gainwell catches the ball out of the backfield, he runs hard, but he's very elusive as a running back. I was very surprised when Philadelphia let him go. I feel like that's a guy who the Vikings should seriously consider, especially if you cut Aaron Jones. And I love Aaron Jones, but he's kind of done. He gets hurt too much.
Well, this is your next version of Aaron Jones. I mean, Aaron Jones is just older, bro. He's just old and couldn't stay healthy. And first year, I'm surprised. I mean, honestly, bro, when he left us, I go, bro, we're all telling you guys, you're going to see about Aaron Jones. He lasted the whole year. He played every game for you.
Over 1,000 yards rushing. Like he
Man,
had,
bro. I was like, you guys got a deal on him. And then this year, I go, there he goes.
Well, then they re-signed him though. Like that was the thing. Like they signed him to a 2-year deal at the beginning of last year. I'm like, that's just wasted money, man. It's like the Lions signing Davenport. Like, well, we had a lot of money, so we're just going to sign this guy. I'm like,
Davenport.
yeah. What? Yes, Mike, he is a bulldozer. That's why I was giving him credit because he is. I mean, honestly, Kyle Monangai was one of the most important players the Bears had this year. He was one of the most influential players on their team.
You guys think
Root for the Seahawks for the Lombardi?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
NFC, bro. You got to pull for the NFC. We're all NFC guys.
I guess.
But not just that. I like Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's he's
He's a
a
good
humble
story.
guy too. I mean, we look at like Stephon Diggs, the way Stephon Diggs left.
But you guys feel this could have been you? You don't feel this could have been you if Sam Darnold's leading your team? I mean, he got you 14-3, same thing he's got in Seattle.
Right, but then when the games he lost to Detroit and the Rams, they just pummeled him.
Okay, but he won those games this year, bro. He met that challenge. He played the Rams a couple times. I mean, bro, was that not a game? The NFC Championship game, was that not a game?
Well, I said this to a buddy who was a Rams fan of mine. I was like, when the Rams scored in the third quarter, and I want to say it made the game 24-20, I was screaming at the TV. I was like, dude, why aren't you going for 2 right there? Why aren't you going for 2? Because there's 24-20. If you go for 2 and miss it, it's 24-19. It's no different than 24-20. If you go for 2 and hit it, it's 24-21, a field goal. And look at what the Rams could have done at the end of that game. Instead of having to go for a touchdown, all they would have had to have done was kick a field goal to tie the game. Yeah. So that was a questionable move to me. But
I don't know, man. This year was the year of going 4 down. This was the year of blocked field goals. I've never seen so many block kicks in one season.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an insanely weird season.
There wasn't really one favorite team either.
Like, no, that's what I mean.
If you really look at it, it wasn't like a team you're like, that team's going to win the Super Bowl or that team's going to win the Super Bowl. Once you had the Chiefs out of it, once you had Lamar out of it, these guys have been, and Allen out of it, like, really, like, I guess the Rams were kind of considered the team that probably was the most favored, but it wasn't like a convincing argument. Like Philly wasn't convincing. Like it was a very up for grabs season, and anybody could have ran and tried to get it. So,
well, hey, to address Bear comment here, I guess this is one year where we can give Ryan Pohl some credit. Like, this might be the best draft class he may have put together.
Was it him or was it Ben Johnson's influence? Because
I think it has a lot to do with Ben Johnson.
I think it has a lot to do with Ben Johnson. I mean, honestly, he's got an offense he wanted. He told these guys to go get him players, and I think that's what they did. I don't know.
I still would have taken Tyler Warren over Colston Loveland, not even a question.
But I don't think, honestly, seeing the end of the way they both played, I don't think you could bad either way, bro. I think the Bears won on who they chose. And if you ask a lot of Bear fans now, they think they got a great guy out of this. And I think they're, even though a lot of them wanted Warren, a lot of them, even Woody, the Bear fan, has switched over and said he's,
I think Loveland is kind of like the conversation we've had before about how you said, like, the Packers, when they take wide receivers, they take them in the second round. Are the Packers, the guys that the Packers choose, are they individually just amazing receivers, or are they a product of the quarterback and how well they've done over the years? Because you can go back to Favre, you can go back to Aaron Rodgers. Like these guys, when they go to other teams, they don't have nearly the amount of success, especially Favre. Like when you saw Favre with like Antonio Freeman. Like Freeman never did anything with the Eagles. Like you look at Greg Jennings, he never repeated the same success that he had. Look at Favre when he comes to Minnesota. Sidney Rice was considered a bust as a pick for Minnesota. He goes to that team and he makes Sidney Rice a Pro Bowler and he gets paid big money by Seattle and again never has the same kind of success as he had with Favre. So
Favre and Rodgers could throw you open. They made you look better.
When it comes down to receivers just being a product of the system, if there's one receiver you could say that's an exception to that, it has to be Devontae Adams.
Devontae's might be the only one.
There's one. Yeah, that's one. That's one exception. That is one exception. I will give you that. He was a second round pick, though. He was a second round pick.
No, he was a second round pick, and it took him 3 or 4 seasons to get going in Green Bay. But bro, when he first left, he didn't have success at Oakland. He didn't have even when he got back with Rodgers with the Jets. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. I understand he wanted to play for Oakland because he was a Raider fan for life.
Well, that and Carr. Carr was his college quarterback.
Carr was the quarterback.
Well, when Devontae Adams changes, when he got knocked out by the Bears on that cheap shot hit. That's when he changed. Yeah. That's when he got better. I don't know how, but
I say this year playing with Stafford has resurged.
He was great.
Yes, he had a great season. This is probably the first good season he's had since he's left the Packers. But I will say he hasn't lost it. He still looks like Devontae. So
yeah, no, he's probably, you're right. He is probably the exception to the rule with that. But for the most part. They've been a product of quarterbacks. So, like, when I talk about Colston Loveland as opposed to Warren, here's something to keep in mind. Loveland, like, they weren't throwing him the ball for a while, at least initially. And when things started sinking in with Caleb, with the coach, that's when Loveland started to become more successful. If you look at Warren with the Colts, Daniel Jones isn't the greatest quarterback in the world, but God, he made Daniel Jones look so good. If you would have had Warren instead of him, you could have made Caleb look better early in the year with Warren. That's just my personal opinion.
But the argument that Bear fans have been using in regards to that is that Bears don't use their tight ends as much in wide receiver for schemes and whatnot.
Yeah,
but do they really? Years ago, they were using Cole Kmet like a monster.
Kmet's a lot better player than people give him credit for. I don't understand why.
I 100% agree that, but they went away from him in Caleb's first year. They didn't throw to him.
But now
they went away from being an offensive team the first year too.
But when you speak of Cole Kmet, now the question becomes: Are they going to trade him away or give him a new contract to stay in Chicago after this year?
I'd probably move him just because Loveland has done enough to kind of be the guy, unless you plan on playing with 2 tight ends all the time. He's going to get money from somebody. So
yeah, for sure. I think he's get paid no matter what, but I don't know. I mean, with Ben Johnson, you know how maybe he likes 2 tight ends, especially 2 that can catch. I mean, it's a different thing with
he likes doing that more than he likes shaking hands with coaches after the game. I can tell you that right now. So.
Well, but you got DJ Moore quitting on plays, bro. I mean, honestly, I don't understand that shit. I mean,
I would move more, and I would move more and move Kmet. I wouldn't want to move Kmet, but I would move Kmet because I feel like you could get something for. Is he a free agent though? I thought Cole was a free agent.
Yeah, I think they had decisions to make on. Well, they extended more last year, I think. So, like, it's
more you'd have to trade. And I would probably trade him to the Raiders or something like that. They'd probably take him.
You know who doesn't who doesn't need big any changes? Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell needs to do all the play calling going forward.
Hey, man, John, you're bald. You'd be a dead candidate for working for them, bro. You would be a dead candidate. They just hired a bald coach.
I don't look like the big Lomboski or whatever.
I
He does.
wonder if
Big
Big
Lomboski.
saved his head just to match up with his boys. Bears could get rid of him or trade him.
I'm ready to call him the big Balboski Val Venus.
Yeah, right.
Now, speaking of that, where's our Philly guy? Where is he?
Rock, I don't know where he's at. He was on yesterday.
Where's Val's grandpa? Come on now, get him on here.
Uh-oh.
I sent him the link this morning. If he don't get on, he don't get on. But some of these guys aren't early risers, 10 a.m.
I know it's not like Rock has to get up and go to work.
I get it.
Let me tell you something, okay? I'm going to tell you something.
Right. Let me tell you.
Let me tell you something. I'm glad that they fired our offensive coordinator because, he sucked.
Well, bro, he came out with a trivia question last night. He heard it and he couldn't wait to get on. He's like, before the show, he was like, Rob, I got a question. I got a trivia question to see if you Packer fans. It has to do with you Packer fans. He goes, what player in 1973? I'm like, oh, shit. I was like 3 years old.
Okay.
He's like going back, bro. But I'm going to tell you what it was. One player actually sacked two different quarterbacks on the Packers in the same game for safeties. It's only been done once.
1973.
Yes.
It was a hint.
I'll let you mull that over. I'll let you mull it over. But it was against the Packers. It was two different Packer quarterbacks, and he sacked them both for safeties. And it's the same
only
guy.
Two guys that I can remember from Philadelphia on defense from back in the day, and that was Otis Sistrunk or Bill
I'm not going to say they played for Philly either. I'm not saying they played for Philly. Just because Rock asked it doesn't mean it was because it was against the Packers. He wanted to know if any of us Packer fans.
I thought it was because he was a Philly. I was just guessing. Okay, 73.
I'll give you a clue here in a minute, but I want to see if you know. Yeah, just 73. You probably don't know. I didn't know either, bro.
I mean, I don't think it was Carl Eller.
The guy went on to be a very successful actor in TV.
O.J. Simpson.
Oh, Alex Karras?
No.
Successful. Ed Marinaro was a running back, so it can't be him.
He was a lineman. He played on he was a star of a very successful show for a long time, bro.
Bubba? What's the
No, not look at this. We got Bud. We got Bud. Here's Brent. Brent's old enough. Brent should know. Brent is old enough. Brent should know.
Well, Alex Karras is immediately who I thought of.
I believe his name was. I believe his name was Fred Dreyer. He played Hunter.
Oh, on L.A. Law from L.A. Law. Okay, yeah, okay. Fred Dreyer from the Rams. Okay.
Yes, bro. He had two.
For the Rams.
He defensive end for the Rams. He sacked two different quarterbacks in the same game for safety.
Okay.
I was like, that's some trivia right there, Rock. I mean, where did you go? He goes, he heard it on the show, and he goes, I wonder if any of you Packer fans knew that. John Dorn was in the comments. He was the only one to get it, I think.
Well, let's see if anybody can get my always trivia question.
But A-Dub knew the quarterbacks. A-Dub knew who the quarterbacks were.
Wow. Who was it? Who were the quarterbacks?
Scott Hunter and Jim Dale Gazo.
God, how bad were the Packers back then? Holy
I know,
God,
bro. 73, bro. 70s, bro. No, exactly, bro. Who
Boy, that was quite a brain fart in between Brett Favre and Bart Starr. Holy cow. Jeez.
Yeah, bro. There was a whole
That's a fan right there.
Go ahead with your trivia question.
Okay, well, my obvious one, what player in NFL history is the only player to win the Super Bowl MVP for the losing team?
Holy shit.
There's only been one.
They won the MVP. Wow.
Yep. They won the MVP of the Super Bowl for the losing team.
That wouldn't be John Elway, would it?
It would not.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Who? Okay, I'll give you a hint. It was an older Super Bowl. It was in the first 10.
Oh shit!
I got your answer. Chuck Howley.
Yep, you got it. Super Bowl 5 and one of the worst Super Bowls in NFL history.
He's like Fran. Is it a
No.
Viking? Fran's
Honestly, the one that I thought about it was for the longest time was Thurman Thomas against the Bills.
Chuck. And this Super Bowl 5 was between the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Colts.
Yep. Terrible Super Bowl.
Yeah, and this guy won an MVP as he recorded 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery, despite losing 16-13.
Yep, it was terrible. I remember watching that Super Bowl tape, and it was just so awful watching that game. It was terrible. Now, another question for you. This is if you're a Vikings fan. What quarterback played? What famous quarterback played for the Minnesota Vikings under Les Steckel?
Les Steckel.
He coached the Vikings for 1 year when Bud Grant retired, and they were awful. I mean, they were terrible. But there's a famous guy who played quarterback for the Vikings that year. Name him.
Shit, well, I don't know. I don't know the answer.
You'll be kicking yourself too when I say it too. That's what's funny. A-Dub, got a response?
No, I do not.
Rob?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm grabbing some coffee.
That's a cup of coffee like number 3 for you, Rob. What's going on, man?
I got up like 30 minutes before the show. Right? I got to wake up.
No, it's okay. So the question, Rob, is what very famous quarterback played quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings under Les Steckel?
Les Steckel. Holy shit.
It was in between Bud Grant and Jerry Burns. He had coached 1 season, and they were awful. They were terrible. But there's a very famous player that played quarterback.
Was it?
No.
Shit. Okay.
He was out for the year. It wasn't Tommy Kramer.
I have no idea.
Archie Manning.
Archie Manning. Oh my God.
Yep. Archie Manning played his final year of his NFL career with the Minnesota Vikings in 19.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know it. You know, he probably paid to have that taken off somewhere. You know, he's like, fuck
he probably did. That's probably why he didn't make it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, right? Yeah, but I mean, he's got some really good offspring that's done some shit. So I mean, he's got
maybe another one, and maybe another grandchild that might get there too. So
yeah, he's Colin. How old are you, Grandpa number 3? He's not great. Are you?
I'm only 46. I'm not that old. I'm 46.
What's wrong with being a grandpa? Shut the hell up.
Now, to be fair, I mean, if we wanted to know about Bronco Nagurski and Red Grange, we would have the White on the show. But he probably did not take his pills, so that's probably why he hasn't woken up yet. So
he's probably still sleeping in too. He's a Bear fan, you know. Since the season's been over for them, they've been quiet.
Hey, let's get Dak on here. Let's get his opinions on things.
Well,
let's not.
Hey, you did a trivia for the Vikings. I got a trivia question for Packer fans. Like,
let's hear it. Drop it.
Okay. The trivia question is, what Green Bay Packer currently holds the record for single season sacks and sacks?
I actually think I know this, but I'm going to let you Packers fans figure it out. I think I know it.
The single season.
Yeah, what Green Bay Packer holds the record for single season sacks?
I'm going to say Reggie, but I think that's wrong.
It's not.
Okay. A-Dub, let me ask you this question. Did this player ever play for the Minnesota Vikings?
I don't think so, no.
Uh-oh.
I was going to say Bryce
Colin thought
Pop.
he had it.
I thought it was going to say Bryce Pop. Is it Bryce Pop?
No, it isn't.
Right.
Gravedigger?
KGB?
Clay Matthews, is it?
Nope.
Yeah.
It's not Gravedigger?
Wow.
No.
Is it before Reggie? Is it before Reggie?
Yes, this is before Reggie White.
Before Reggie.
Davis?
Oh, look,
no,
you asked
okay.
for it. Here he is, bro.
So,
Look.
I was listening to you on that.
no,
Oh,
the
it's
answer. I'll give you
Isaac
guys.
Chitao.
No.
It's Isaac.
The answer to my question is Tim Harris.
Tim
Oh,
Harris.
Yeah, I remember
Shit.
Tim Harris. Okay, yeah.
Harris.
Tim Harris.
Yes. Jim Harris holds the record for single season sacks for the Green Bay Packers with 19.5.
Wow.
How many did Pop have for you? The Pop had a big year for you guys. at
And
one
the
point.
year he set that record was 1989.
Yep.
And the think about how impressive that is, because back then they didn't play as many games as they do today.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Yeah.
Well,
That is-
and Green Bay wasn't that good in 1989 too. That makes it
Yeah.
even more impressive. That's
Yeah. He was probably the highlight of the whole season. Watch him on defense.
I mean, pretty soon, get ready. We'll be playing 18 games pretty soon, so get ready for that.
Hey, Sully, you going to be the new GM?
Yes, I
No,
am.
it's Colin. Look at Colin's name.
No.
Oh, it's between Colin and Sully.
That's right.
Well, no, like I brought
Put
up,
in your
like,
votes.
I guess I didn't realize that Mike Tomlin's still under contract for Pittsburgh. I was saying we should get Mike Tomlin. As
Bro,
a
did you
GM.
hear the rumor? Did you hear the rumor? Robbie, he's up there in Pittsburgh, so we had him on the show. You know what he said? He thinks why he took the year off? He got some girl pregnant.
Oh, man.
Oh my god!
He's got
He
that
got,
swag.
he got starting a family, so he's taking the year off, bro. He's got a kid on the way.
Oh, shit.
He's not a
That's
kid.
why, like all of a sudden, out of the blue, like it was. That's what he said. I swear to God, he said that on the show the other day.
I mean, if you think about it, man, dude's got like what 19 years as the head coach in the league. I mean, it must be nice for him to be in that financial situation where he can go, you know what? I'm just not going to work for a year, and then I know when I come back, people are going to want to hire me.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, it had
At
to be
least,
weird.
at least he didn't take the Belichick approach and go to a local Hooters and find his girlfriend. So I mean, he could have done that, but
I mean, it's got to suck hearing them chant to get you fired in your own stadium. They did that a couple times. You know what I mean? So that's got
they were
to
just
suck.
probably fed up with him. They were fed up with him only winning one playoff game. So
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh.
This one. Yep.
he became the Marvin Lewis of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They just kept rehiring him, and then they.
Yeah, I mean, but he brought them to 2 Super Bowls, won one of them. I mean, geez.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
people say
Brutal.
that Super Bowl they won wasn't even a team he built. It was, it
Coward,
was his
yeah.
team.
Yeah, it was
he was never
Coward.
able to do
Bill
it.
Coward.
Yeah, it was Howard's team, and he was never able to do it on his own. And there was always that stigma there. I'm like, well, he's still
Well, bro,
the
he
coach.
still
of
is
the
getting
game
to
and
develop. I know, but all those years never developed a quarterback. Never had one. I mean, tell me how many big quarterbacks come out of there since Roethlisberger? None. No
Well, I
big
mean,
running.
he's a
game.
defensive coach, though, right? So I mean, you don't expect a defensive-minded coach to be a quarterback.
Yeah, the defenses have been great. The defenses, I mean, that's what's kept them in it. That's why they're always in, winning their division and they're in the
Defense
playoffs.
kind of waned this year, though. Their defense wasn't that great this year. So
It was the most expensive defense, I think, on the AFC. In the AFC too, like 120 million they got on their defense or some shit. I know Robbie was very pissed about it. Yeah.
Yeah, he fell in the trap that a lot of these defensive-minded coaches fell into, and that is, great defenses, but if you don't have the right offensive coordinators while you're a head coach, you're not going to do much.
It's a good question. Are the Bears?
It
So
goes
we
in
got-
the directional, right? If you have a great offensive-minded coach, you better have a great DC.
So we
do the
got two
Lions
Viking
really need a
fans on
tight
here.
end, though? They have Laporta. Like, do they really need a tight end?
Broski's saying some crap that like Laporta's injury might quit football.
Really? Wow.
That's what Broski was saying. He goes, I'm like, what happened to him? Was his injury that bad?
He didn't break his neck. Like, what did he do?
I don't know, man.
You know,
I don't
that's
know.
a good question, though, you asked. And the thing is, we've heard there's been so much coaching talk about OCs, DCs, head coaches, executives, GMs that there's been next to no player news. The only team that's had any kind of player news really has been Green Bay. And that was like 3 or 4 days ago. We talked about it on the morning show. I think like it wasn't anything major stuff we already knew. Like they probably weren't going to re-sign Dobbs. Yeah, okay, we kind of got that. But yeah, I've been waiting for some player movement, man.
I'm curious to see I'm curious to see who goes after Malik Willis, whether it's Miami or Pittsburgh. I'm very curious to see who ends up with him.
Right.
Well, Miami
Pittsburgh.
makes sense because of their head coach, but
Shit, if I were the
Pittsburgh would have
Finns,
made
why
sense
not?
if they
Like,
would have rehired McCarthy, but
Why not? Like, if the Finns, why not go for him? Because like, you got two familiar faces running kind of the organization now. You got Halfley, and got a couple other coordinators that Halfley took with him. So might as well stay with people that you're familiar with.
make sense. I mean, I think the perfect fit for him would be Pittsburgh, but that's just my opinion. But whether they
It'll
do
be
it or
nice,
not,
but I think they're ready to elevate Will Howard and kick the tires on Will Howard to see how he goes because he was a good quarterback in Ohio State. So we'll see how.
I feel like getting McCarthy though. I feel like they're going to bring back Aaron Rodgers. I feel like that was a sign for them to do that. I just feel like he's going to end up back there.
It
Yeah, but
could be a
Rodgers-
possibility.
Does Rodgers start? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do they have?
I mean, they want to get their. They want to get their youth.
I mean,
They want to move
Rodgers.
on. New coach, new quarterback. They want to move on. They want to get going. Like Robbie
Yeah,
was saying,
Rodgers-
clean house, and just fire everybody.
Yeah, if you watched
Yeah,
McCarthy's interview, he said he really likes Will Howard.
Yeah,
though it makes sense though. Like it's not like for Rodgers, it's a new coach. It's just a new time with an old coach. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Yeah.
and that gives
I
Will
thought for sure
Howard
they were going to go after
another-
Udensky, the guy from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I thought they were going to go after Udensky because he fits the age profile of what Pittsburgh normally goes after, which is a very, very young coach. And that's why they keep them for a very long time. So McCarthy that was a surprise.
I'm sure McCarthy's liking it because in Dallas he couldn't do anything with Dak Prescott at all. He couldn't do anything.
Well, he's from Pittsburgh
He
too,
was
so I mean it's a hometown call a little bit on that. So
Yeah, but you're right though. It kind of breaks the mold though because like, they've had 3 head coaches in the last 4 decades, 5 decades,
50
whatever
years,
it is.
50 years, 60 years.
Yeah, stupid number. Then you're gonna get McCarthy, who is in his 60s. I mean, the dude's not gonna stay till he's 75. I mean, is he gonna be a 5 or 6 year coach and retire? I mean, it does kind of break the mold for what they are because of his age.
Yeah, I agree.
The two jobs. Yeah, the 2 jobs I think you get job stability at, like, is the Dallas Cowboys. We saw how the clapper just reigned for years. You know what I mean, without getting fired. And then the Steelers.
I feel like Cincinnati is another one too. I mean, how long did they stay with Marvin Lewis, for God's sake?
Oh,
good.
Long
How
time.
long did they stay with that guy?
Harbaugh was in Baltimore for 18 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
a long time
Dallas,
too.
funny though, Isaac, you say Dallas, but because before McCarthy, it was like a
Garrett. It was Jason Garrett.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like these guys didn't stay
clapper.
that long. He kind of burns through coaches pretty quick. If you're not as yet, he burns through you pretty quick.
In between Jimmy Johnson and Garrett, there's a lot of guys who coach there. So
Yeah.
A lot.
including Bill Parcells. People forget about when Bill Parcells was the coach. there.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So let's get into who do you think? So the Quessy firing, right? Who do you think was responsible really for drafting JJ?
Here we go. I
McCarthy?
told you, Colin.
Yeah. Look,
Who do I think was waiting?
they're trying to kind of put the blame on Quessy for drafting JJ McCarthy, but I gotta think KOC has to have something to do with that.
He had something to do with it, but I feel like it was almost like an impulse buy when we took Ponder. Like McCarthy was an impulse buy. I
But didn't
think
you
they
say
freaked
KLC?
out. I think they freaked out when Atlanta took Penix. I feel
Yeah.
like after Drake May was taken, I think Penix was really the one they wanted after Drake May. I think Penix was the one, and I think they panicked, and then they went after McCarthy.
You know, it's not just the JJ McCarthy though. It's like, remember last year, you know, the little Amazon show they do where the players kind of, you know, do the undercover Bosch thing. Everyone in that organization knew it was Jetta, except for Quezzy.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone knew it was him. They could tell by his voice or something. And Quessy was absolutely clueless that the best receiver in the NFL was staring him in the face, talking to him. Everyone else in the organization figured it out like pretty quickly. Quessy had to be told.
Man. But didn't you say, Colin, earlier in the show that KOC said that JJ wasn't ready? And
yeah, I mean he did, and I mean I didn't think he was ready. He was. I mean, his first full season, he was hurt. Like you aren't getting reps in practice. You're not getting reps against your defense. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting there watching TV for the first year. To me, this was his rookie year. Like this was McCarthy's rookie season, and I think that they rushed him out there. I think you could have brought back. I think they made an offer to Darnold, but Darnold took more money with Seattle. They made more of an offer to Jones. And he just took less money to go to the Colts to be the starter because he knew he would start there. And then they panicked. They panicked and they couldn't get Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Quessy did the. I mean, I knew. Look, not to throw shade on him like this, but I knew the guy was going to get fired when his first action as a GM was trade to the Packers and trade to the Lions. I was like, no, this guy.
I said it right
That's
away.
a cardinal sin.
How do you trade in your division the first draft that you have? Like, and look at the guys who you drafted. There's only one guy in that draft that's even relevant from that draft on the Vikings now, and that's Jalen Naylor. He's the only relevant player.
Yep.
You look at everybody else in that draft, it was awful. It was terrible.
Who else did we get?
Andrew Booth Jr., Asese Otamu, Nick Muse. Like, exactly. Like, only people like me know who it is. So, yeah. He's been terrible.
The
Addison was a good pick.
Rolled up in the Leering Center scandal, too. Maybe that's why he's gone. Who knows? It is Minnesota after all.
Addison's good. He just can't stay out of trouble. He just.
We should have traded him at the trade deadline. We should have traded him when he had value.
That's a tough job to fill, to be honest with you, because like if you're a prospective GM looking at that job, and you're like, you look at the roster, not bad. You look at the finances, you're going to be facing a mess in a year or two, and you've got a fan base that thinks it's in the window and can win now. What can you do as a new GM to fix Minnesota the problems that it does have?
Well, if you look at their first season the Vikings had, that was pretty much a Zimmer team, and it was almost like they played to try and stick it to Zimmer and Spielman. That's why they ended up being good their first year, because they had talent. I mean, they were a talented team. But when the things cracks started happening to me, were obviously the drafts, but then making these impulse trades to fix temporary holes and giving away draft picks. Whether it was Cam Akers twice, whether it was a big haul for Hawkinson, whether it was Adam Thielen last year, whether it was Robinson, the tackle, although Robinson I thought was a good move. But giving away substantial draft capital. Huh?
What about Dobbs? What was the guy's name? The guy that we got from Arizona. Was it Josh Dobbs?
I'm not worried about a 7th round pick. I'm not worried about a 6th or 7th round pick.
But I mean,
I don't equate that as being.
Though, like you have a quarterback issue you need to solve. You've got a couple positions that you need to strengthen up due to injury, age, or whatnot. And you're still a really good football team, but it's going to be hard for a new GM to come in and make moves because it's almost like, hey, go ahead and be the GM. By the way, we're going to tie one of your hands behind your back and only let you move your other hand up about a quarter because that's all you've got. I mean, that's all going to be a hard job to take over because it's not like Quezzy left you a mess, but he left you a mess.
If I were the Vikings,
we've got a lot of picks in this draft that we do. So.
If I was Ziggy Wolf and the Vikings, dude, I would offer a bunch of money to the assistant GM to the Texans. Look how the Texans built their team. You know what I mean? Like with picks and all that type of stuff. They built their team for like success. The only problem is CJ Stroud kind of, regressed. But I mean, look at the rest of the team. All those picks just they built a monster team, and they added a couple pieces like Daniil Hunter and, a couple other pieces, but
Yeah, another guy
they're
that I
good
wish he would
draft
have played.
wise. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
does
you know what? No,
Minnesota
like
start to tear
Vikings,
it down?
What?
like
With the new
Vikings,
GM, does
go
Minnesota
ahead.
tear it down a little bit?
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
know
They
what they're
still
going to
have
do.
a pretty
I
good
don't know.
roster.
They're just
I
a
think
quarterback
I think
away.
keeping Flores kind of put a signal out there that they're not necessarily making a full rebuild. I think that they're going to need to look to get a quarterback for sure. I did have the pleasure of running into Kirk Cousins the other day, which I put a post picture out there with
He
him.
did, bro. He
Um,
ran into Cousins, bro.
I ran into Kirk the other day, and I did throw it out there. It's like, hey, what do you think about maybe coming back to the Vikings? And he didn't necessarily rule it out. So I, as much as I don't want to believe that he's going to be back with Minnesota, he got released by Atlanta. So he's sitting out there. He's familiar with O'Connell. It would make sense. I don't know what that would mean for McCarthy if we needed to. Are we admitting that McCarthy was make, or are we admitting that maybe McCarthy needs more time? I don't know.
Well, I mean, bro, you think about it. Being in KOC system, this is a quarterback that was in a system. I mean, he might just need the veteran leadership to help JJ turn the corner, bro.
They just needed a quarterback that could complete a pass last year. Like,
No, I get that.
We would have had a quarterback that could complete a pass.
But
The other question, though, is what kind of leash does KOC have with the new GM? Because, you get the old argument, well, the GM's not going to have picked his head coach. So if KOC fails to make the playoffs or fails to win a playoff game the next year or two with whoever the new GM is, could that, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, the GM move is, we always think, oh, it's not that significant, but it is, right?
Yeah.
Because they like to have their coaches. They like to have their draft pick. Look what happened. Foles took over Chicago. I think there's like 3 guys on the roster that were on the roster when Foles took over. Now, different situation. The Bears were a hot mess, but they still had some talent. All of that talent was shipped away. I wonder what happens when you get a new GM in Minnesota. Is that part of like, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of a hard job because I'm going to go, hey, Rob, you want to be the GM? He's like, yeah, sure. Well, hey, get this, though. You can't touch the head coach. 90% of this talent needs to stay because we're in the window. You've got almost no cap money. Go get me a winner.
Well, that's why I've said all along. That's where the ownership of the Vikings, they're having an identity crisis. Like, are you looking at yourselves as a rebuilding team? Are you looking at yourselves as a playoff team? Are you looking at yourselves as a team that needs to take a good look at if that coach is going to be right for you? You can't fire one without the other. They came in together. I'm not saying that we should have fired O'Connell by any means, but I think we've figured out that O'Connell likes working with veteran quarterbacks, like, and guys that have been in the league and like have an axe to grind and need that motivation. I feel like when he had Stafford with the Rams when he was the OC, I feel like he was trying to get the best out of him. Dobbs had played in the league for a while. Cousins had played for the league in a while. Or Darnold played league a while. I just don't know if he's able to handle a young rookie quarterback, like, and just properly develop him. I don't know if he's got that in.
Not just that, but also Michigan. He didn't have a whole. All he did was run the ball. He didn't throw the ball, but he pretty much ran the ball. He didn't have to do a whole lot. He's being placed in a position where he has to do a lot more now. So
what if you send like a 3rd round pick to Arizona for Kyler Murray?
I don't want any part of Kyler Murray. I don't want any part of him. If I was to go 3rd round for somebody, it probably would be Mac Jones. That would be the one that, to me, would fit the mold of what O'Connell likes to do better. I wouldn't totally rule out Burrow yet. I mean, without the general manager being there, I would not rule out a move for Burrow. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I would
So how
not
much of that
rule a
rumor
move
was
like
But
true,
Joe
though?
Burrow's injury prone though too. I mean, that's something to think
Burrow's
about
injury
too.
prone because they don't have an offensive line in Cincinnati, and their defense is so god awful that he has to throw the ball 60 times a
Yeah,
game.
Yeah,
They're
but our
always
offensive line
behind.
didn't look good
It's a better
either.
It's too
So
much.
situation.
we're gonna send him from one bad offensive line to another bad offensive line. I just don't
Yeah,
know.
but
How
I
like
don't think the
It's
Vikings have a bad offensive line. I think that you had a quarterback that didn't know how to be a quarterback. Because
no, I mean,
Darnold
look,
had
the Vikings
Darnold had a
offensive
worse
line compared
offensive
to
line than went
Cincinnati.
14-3. So
Yeah, I mean, look at Minnesota's offensive line is light years better than what Cincinnati's
yeah,
non-line is. The question is though, that rumor we heard about the 2 draft picks. Who was it? Who was that? It was 2 draft picks, 2 number ones. Who was the player in that? Grenard.
I mean, I would,
And
yeah. I mean, I think you can move on from Gennard. I think you
We'll
can move on
know,
from him.
but we'll give you if you give us 3 number ones, Grenard and whatever, we'll take it. How true was that rumor, or was that completely
I mean,
fabricated?
rumors are rumors. That's all they are. I mean, I don't know if there's a whole lot of validity to it. If Colin was the general manager, I would move McCarthy, Grenard, and 2 first-round picks, and maybe Addison.
it's too much money. The contract wouldn't work really with Burrow. Like you guys are negative 40 million right now on the cap, but I mean I know they announced a new
20
cap
million.
thing, which bumps it up, but it's
They
not
would move
enough
it
to go
around.
after
I mean,
Burrow.
you can get rid of
Grenard's in the
redo his
trade.
contract. You're trading away Grenard. You're trading away
Yeah, Grenard's
McCarthy,
like
who's
half
going
of
to
it
make
right
lots of
there.
money. Yeah, Grenard's half of it.
Grenard,
So
Grenard, the rumor I saw was Grenard and JJ. The two of them right there ate up like 80% of the Burrow money. Like when all the numbers were said, and then you take away the number 1 pick, that saved you another $5 million. It only sets that trade, believe it or not, if they trade for Burrow, then now they've only got to find like $4 or $5 million to compensate, for
and all they'd have to do is rework probably O'Neal and Darrisaw's contracts. That's all they would have to do.
Yeah, it's workable. It's actually more workable than you think. It's actually scary how workable that trade was. But then they were giving up Grenard, and Grenard is like, well, he's really good, but he did spend some time injured this year. So the Cincinnati really want another injured defensive end. They've already got
Part
one.
of
They
it
paid a
too
lot
is
of
well, they need somebody. They need somebody because they don't have anything. They need somebody.
They'll get back their old teammates Jefferson and Burrow from LSU right
Yeah,
there.
he's just switching. He's switching wide receivers because he had Chase, didn't he?
Yeah, Chase. That's the crazy LSU offense. That's how crazy LSU's offense was. They had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and Burrow on that team.
And Terrence Marshall and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They had some
and Hilaire. Yep.
They're brutal. They're crazy.
Yeah,
I just can't wait to start seeing some player movement. Get those coaches. Hey, there was a question about it was up here earlier. Hey, by the way, whoever asked it, the Bears don't have to re-sign Komet. Komet's under contract. He's still got a year left on the deal. Yeah, all the Bears skill players are under contract. Where they need to have people not under contract is they have no safeties under contract right now. The only news we've got out of Chicago is Byard wants to come back, and they want Byard back. Cool. That's the only player news.
Didn't he lead all players in interceptions?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Brisker needs a contract. He'll probably come back. Oh, the other move was Gardner Johnson said he wants to test free agency, and can you blame the dude? He came in mid-season as a mid-season replacement, had a pretty good little run, showed that he can play on a team and not be a cancer. So I don't blame him for trying to find money in free agency. I mean, you kind of knew that. He's probably not going to be the starter in Chicago. So him saying he wants to test free agency a little bit wasn't a shocker either.
So there's a rumor that Green Bay's going after Khalil Mack, but that's just rumor. I haven't seen something solid on that.
Yeah, I haven't heard it either.
I heard I'm a big fan. Did that just break? Because I just read like a half hour ago a couple articles that said he was pondering it and hadn't ruled out.
Oh,
whoa!
That actually happened. That's big for the Eagles.
No wonder Rock wasn't here, bro. There you go.
Yeah,
his heart was broken this morning.
I also heard the Packers are going after Davenport, though. I don't know if there's any.
No, you didn't have to do that. On that we're out of here, bro. The show's over now. Thanks, Colin. See you next time, everybody.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken, stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your